Welcome to Tony's Bonsai. I love hawthorn bonsai trees, and this is probably my favourite collected tree. It's got some lovely movement and I've been really looking forward to working on this. So let's take a closer look. It's got some really nice character, lovely naturally snaking trunk going up. It's got a nice low thick branch here, lovely branch there, and just a really nice tree. You can see at the back where I did a major cut at the time of collection. That's healing over well. I do have a lot of branches all coming from that point, which is something I want to deal with today. The other thing that I want to take a look at is this branch here that's very straight and a bit long, but I do like the way it comes round, and it's got a lot going for it. It's just that section that I don't really like. In terms of orientation, I probably do see this tree being planted at an angle something more like that. So at the moment it's like that, but I anticipate it going to something like that. I think it'll be a bit more balanced and look a bit better. But for the time being, you know, it's okay planted like this, nice and healthy. Let's look at this branch. Because my videos are quite sort of generally fast moving, people may often get the impression that I make decisions quickly, but a lot of the time I do spend a lot of time thinking about things, and I've put quite a lot of thought into this branch, and it can't stay like that. I either have to chop it here. There are some buds where I could chop it and allow new stuff to grow, but I think I'm going to have a go at bending this branch there. It's very hard, hawthorn. It's not as hard as the wood that this pointer's made out of though. This is super hard. Nobody will guess what wood that is. But if anyone can guess what this wood is, you're doing very, very well. That's a difficult one. I am very keen to protect this branch, so to stop the wire biting in as much, and also really just to add support as I add the bend to hopefully stop the wood from cracking, I'm going to add this vet tape, which you've seen me do in many of my videos. It's effectively the same principle as adding raffia, but easier to apply. I don't know if it does as good a job. The experts may say not, but then some of the experts I know do like using all modern materials as well. That's the thing with bonsai, and a lot of times there's no definite answer to a lot of these questions. It's just personal preference. Have a try the different materials and see what you like. I've never actually used raffia, so I don't know, but that should do the job there. I'm going to come, seeing as I've cut a bit of a big piece off, I'm just going to come back down it and add another layer, sort of, and I'm going to add this last one really tightly if I can, really getting some tension into it, because this is going to need a significant bend. I would never do work like this to a tree that I've just collected, but this has had a good year. It's been out of the ground now for, well, since the spring. And I think the sort of conventional wisdom would say that I'd be better leaving it another 12 months before I do anything to it. But I think this is grown well. Seems nice and healthy. And I need to get this job done, because the longer I leave this branch to thicken, the harder it's going to be to get some movement into it. You know, you're not dealing with a wood like pine or juniper here. I mean, to be fair, juniper's quite hardwood, but hawthorn is actually the hardest native UK species of wood. So I've got some thick wire. I've got some thick wire here, And I just need to get a nice piece up there. That's all that's happening, is just it's going to have one bend in the middle of this. So I've kind of got one turn on that started, and from there now I can work my way up the branch with a nice tight coil coming around. Working my way up. Just like that. And that worked fairly well. So I'll use the same technique of creating a hook to go around like that, and then from there just coil this. Whoa, that's stiff. And I've got such a tight gap to get this wire through. It's really challenging, this. That's why I like this kind of wiring though. There we go. If I can get that. It's very hard to get a good solid fix on it. See, that's a bit loose, that. It's rotating. That's not working. You try these things. I think I'll get my second pair of pliers, and if I can do that by clamping the bottom of the wire with my pliers like that, get that clamp, that's going nowhere, then I can use my gym pliers to, oh that works, to really get that round nice and tight, and that's lovely and tight, that's worked well. I can easily understand why some people can't be bothered with this type of bonsai. It's not straightforward. Yeah, that's gone on really nicely, that's really created a lovely tight double coil. And my plan from there is to just wrap this top piece around like that, and I've done that whole thing clamping onto this really tight. In time I think I could do with a second pair of gym pliers, really, for the type of work that I do, but these electricians' pliers do the job for the time being. There we go. So that's solid, it's well protected, and it's got a really strong amount of wire on it. The question now is, can I even bend that? This is entering the unknown, but what I want to try and do is get the bend right in here in this section. It doesn't have to be a 90-degree bend, I'm not expecting that, but I just want it to come to the side, possibly forward. And what I'm going to do is just support it with my hand and just try and push on this. It's moving a little, and then it seemed to work best pushing with my left arm from round this side. There we go. I think I'm getting a bit on that. It's beginning to curve, that. So there's something happening there. Yep, that's moving. That's moving. Now, I do need to cut the bottom off that branch because it's in the way. This branch, because of its new angle, is coming right down and catching on the soil, so that's no good. So I've just cut the bottom off it. It's still fairly low because I don't know the eventual position, but at least now that's free to move. In fact, it's too long anyway, that I may as well take the end of that branch off. So, got loads of clear room under there now. Just go for one more good push. Ready? Cross your fingers, everybody. There we go. That'll do. This branch is now in such a better position, curving away from this one. It doesn't look awkward and straight. I would love to get a little bit more on it if I could, just to, because I know it'll always bounce back a bit, and I want it to finish like this. And if I leave it like this and then it straightens up a bit, it's not quite what I want. So I'll just try one more good push. One more push, go for it. There we go. That's better, that's better. Got it. I'm really happy with how that went. By bending this branch now, it's brought this branch down, and I may not even change the potting angle now. I mean, previously this was my front and this branch was going right back there, and I was saying about tilting this forward, but I don't think that's necessary now. I like this angle here, and I kind of see this as the front now. This will probably be removed. I'll either remove this branch, or this branch will be bent back this way probably next year. But for now, I don't want to do anything to any branches that come off here, because I want this to grow really healthily and accept this new bend. And that's going to take at least till next summer, and I don't want to remove any energy from that part of the tree. So that stays as it is. It's developing nicely. As I said before, I love this branch here. It works well. This is nice. I don't think that's dead. I think that's alive. But it's just I need to now do something with this top. For a collected tree in its first year, this has started rolling over and callousing really well. So I'm happy with that. And I don't want to take too much away from the end of this tree. The problem is there are too many branches emanating from one point, and something's got to give. And it's a question of deciding what I get rid of. I mean, ultimately, I think most of these will go, and there is a chance in the future I might even cut this whole piece back. But for the time being, it's about what do I get rid of. And I'm going to go for the central one in the middle. I'll take that away. And this one on top here, if this is allowed to run unchecked, this will want to become the new leader. And I like the way that this older branch doubles back and bends back on itself, and I think that could become a superior apex. There's the branch I just removed, and this is the one I could see becoming the new apex. I think possibly if this is bent upwards, that could be quite interesting, but I don't want it competing here with these two. And this one just goes too straight up. Normally I'd keep this one and get rid of this, because this will be a healthier branch, but it's too straight, this, so that one can also go. Below the wound we've got two branches again coming from a similar place. This is going to be the new apex, and presuming that kind of bends up in this direction, I've got a branch there actually. So do I need this one or this one? I like the position of this one here, so I'm going to decide to get rid of that one. So that's simplified things around this top up a lot, which is good. Having made the decision that this is going to become the new apex, then I obviously don't want a branch like this to grow too strongly. So this is one to be cut back. Likewise here, that can be cut back. Obviously this long one I'm keeping because I want the growth to go into this branch that I've just bent. But we've got a couple more branches in here. They're only small ones, but I don't want them growing on too strongly. And that works well. I've just applied a piece of wire to this branch. I've got little cuts and scrapes all over my hand now. That's what hawthorn. That's what happens with hawthorn. But I do like the way that this changes the angle and bends. So I don't want to straighten it from here. What I want to do is I want to change the direction back there. Oh, snapped it. You've been waiting for one. You've been waiting for a snap. Ah, that's annoying. But it might not die. But it'll certainly slow it down. I should have wrapped vet tape round it, but I didn't. That now makes me think, should I change the direction of the apex of this tree? Should I instead select a different branch? But I'm not going to. And now we can see where it snapped, which is here. So my new plan of action is to cut that there. There's some little buds above it, here and here, and I think they'll shoot up and become the new apex. So I think that's worked really well. I'm really happy with that. Yeah, good bonsai design. So this is what's been done today. Overall, I'm really happy with how this is developing. Super happy with the bend I've managed to get in that thick branch there. Obviously a bit disappointed about this one, but that might end up working out really well anyway there. I think that'll sprout and send out some new shoots next year, but if not, I can always cut that down. That can come down to a lower bud or something else. I was never really attached and fixed into this. This is all very fluid, so I'm really not bothered. It was down here that I wanted the work to be done because this has got some real character, that branch, and I really like that. You know, as I said earlier, there's the option always of cutting it back to here, which is realistic, but we'll just see what happens. I won't do any more on that now for, well, possibly next summer I might do a light prune, but really that kind of sits and just grows now. And I'll give you an update in the spring and sort of show you what's happening and how it's developing. And as always, thanks for joining me. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.